What up, everybody? Perfect. What up, everybody? This is the Long Story Short Show. We bring a lot of comic-related content, a lot of nerd culture content, discussion videos, and everything like that. My name is Corey. You can find me on Instagram at Long Story Short Show, or you can find me on Twitch and Twitter, Long Story Short Show, and Twitch at Esquadup, ESQUADUP. All these will be uploaded to Long Story Short Show YouTube, so in case you miss a live stream, you'll always be able to catch these on the YouTube channel Long Story Short Show. Today on this episode, we have Jen on Twitch. She's LIL_Philarican, and on Twitter or Instagram.
Everywhere.
Actually on everything.
And follow me everywhere. LIL_Philarican.
And then we have Chris. Where can they find you at?
Basically, you can just find me on Twitch right now at GDivine, JIDIVINE.
All right. So, again, what we do is we like to bring a lot of comic-related content. Let me try to wrap up the intro a little bit for you guys. Today, what we are doing is a listcussion. So, we're talking about a discussion about a list about My Hero Academia. We have 13 theories about My Hero Academia that fans have put together that we want to see if we can, see what we think about these theories. Are they good theories? Do we believe them? Or what are we talking about? So, number 1, Dabi is the missing Todoroki sibling. Shoto Todoroki, this list comes from Ranker.com, and this is created by Anna Lindwasser. 13 interesting My Hero Academia fan theories. So number 1 is Dabi is the missing Todoroki sibling. Shoto Todoroki has 3 siblings, but we only know of 2 of them. Fuyumi is a school teacher who inherited the ice quirk from her mom, while Natsuo is a college student with unknown abilities. There is no available information about the eldest Todoroki sibling, but some fans have speculated who he might be. One popular theory states that he's actually Dabi, a member of the League of Villains. His age fits, he's said to be in his early 20s, which could make him slightly older than 22-year-old Fuyumi. Not only that, but his fire-based quirk could easily have been inherited from Endeavor. Dabi also strongly agrees with Stain's low opinion for professional heroes. If Dabi were raised by the man who mistreated his wife and children and practiced selective breeding to acquire a children with powers he wanted, it's no wonder why he feels that way. So what do we think? We think this one's pretty plausible?
I mean, I can see where it comes from.
Do you think it could happen?
I mean,
you know more
yeah.
about the story than me and Jen. We
Yeah.
only know from the anime. You know a little bit more about the manga, so I mean, you got a little bit more opinions than us. But I'm guessing this is all spoilers, so really, it's all whatever.
Yeah. I mean, are we going into spoilers, or what are we doing?
I mean, it would just be a brief, like, why would you agree with it, or why wouldn't you, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, I would agree with it just based on how formal he is with Todoroki at that training camp arc. Okay. I mean, just the fact that he said his whole name and everything, and then not any other student and everything. Everybody else was there, but nobody even called them by their names. It was just him. So it seemed kind of personal.
Like, Shoto's his last name, right? Or is that his first name?
That's his first name. Todoroki's.
Todoroki is his last name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, what do you think? What do you think about it?
I think
Dabi being his brother.
I mean, it could, but I don't see it happening, at least in the anime, just because they already put the huge rift between him and his dad. I get that he has more than one sibling, but it would be kind of unnecessary, I think, just based on the anime so far that I've seen.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, well, that makes sense. Me personally, I think I think maybe that would be too much. I think that would be more of a Bakugo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Todoroki, I think that's cool for his dad, but Bakugo, I think that's more of a, kind of family that we haven't really dived into that you could do that. A little unexplored
Right.
territory for that character, not so much Shoto. Unless he's got big plans. We don't know. This guy could be like, Todoroki
Right.
could be like the last villain of the whole thing. We don't know. We don't know what this
Right.
guy has going on yet. I forget what the, what's his name? The mangaka, the writer's and artist's full name is. I usually know stuff like this, but all right, well, that's that. Number 2, everyone has a quirk. While My Hero Academia canon states that 80% of the population has a quirk of some kind, some fans are skeptical of this claim. According to this theory, rather than being quirkless, 20% of the population simply has a quirk that's useless in most situations. Reddit user u/Dakota the Human gives us a few interesting examples. A person might have been able to breathe in space, but spent their entire life on Earth and never found out. They might be immune to a specific poison that they never ingest. Or maybe their quirk is unnoticeable but doesn't register as a quirk, like their bladder is exceptionally strong or their farts are completely silent. There's already an example of a seemingly quirkless person having an ability that no one realized he had. All for One's brother appeared not to have a quirk, but it turned out that he had the ability to transfer quirks from one person to another. It's not a huge leap to assume that other quirks could be hidden as well.
I like it because it really like breaks the whole like limited thinking and scale of things that like people or humans tend to associate with things. They tend to like look for patterns or things that make sense. So when something's beyond their grasp or more or less their realm of thought,
Or
then
realm
it just
of
simply
comfort. Realm of comfortable thought.
right. Then it just eludes their attention or overall. What's the word I'm looking for? They can't really like focus in or hone in or perceive the idea because they've never encountered anything like it before. So
I don't see anything wrong with having people not have quirks though. Like based like gene wise, if we're gonna go based on that, especially since his endeavor was one of those people who like searched for a certain woman to like mate with to have strong kids. Like based on that, there could be people that still don't have quirks at all. Yes, I do see people having quirks as in like little things like that, being like immune to poison and being able to breathe in space and things like that. Who's to say there's still people that just don't have any quirks at all?
That's true. I mean, I do like the idea of having everybody have quirks because just for the sole fact that, you know, it makes it so the story isn't about him having power. It's about how he uses the power within a world of people who have powers. And it kind of makes it so it's a little, you have to do a little bit more creative besides just like, hey, this guy has a quirk and this guy doesn't have a quirk. So it's like, I feel like
Right.
there's some creativity that goes with having everybody,
But also, it kind of like takes away from Deku because he's supposedly not supposed to have a quirk. So that's what is admiring about him is because even in the first episode of the anime, he's like running towards to save Bakugo, and he's thinking in his head like, "Why am I running towards him? I don't have any quirks. I don't have any powers, but yet I'm running towards him to save
Right.
him."
that would be a little self-defeating kind of. That would go in the face of everything he did, as far as like leading it up to it. But I don't know, like everything, that would just take a little bit of finesse. But yeah, no, I would. I definitely like the fact that some people don't have quirks. I would rather have some people not have quirks, like 20% not have it. But I can see how in the world that they have, like some people would just have like stupid stuff like the bottom of my feet are just super hard, so I could walk on like coals. You
right.
know what I mean? It's
I don't
like,
really need shoes, but I just choose to wear them.
yeah, like that kind of stuff. So, I mean, and then that would make 20% of the population even lamer than like the bottom 20% of like heroes and stuff. So that would suck. But I mean, that's one. All right.
Yeah.
Number 3, Dr. Tsubasa works for All for One. Dr. Tsubasa is the doctor who diagnosed Izuku with being quirkless, but there may be more to him than meets the eye. According to Redditor Anime King 1108, Dr. Tsubasa is also All for One's doctor. This could mean that he's simply providing him with health care, but it could also mean that he's involved with something more sinister. His son is a winged boy who some fans theorize was used to create Nomus. If Dr. Tsubasa was also doing experimental work on or for All for One, he might have pulled a Sho Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist and used his own son to create a chimeric monster. If so, that's one of the darkest subplots in the whole show. Yeah, in Full Metal Alchemist, basically to start making chimeras, like breeding like people with animals and stuff like that. Like this guy breeded his dog with his daughter, and that's like episode 6, and that's when you're like, oh shit, this ain't a kid show. Oh damn! So yeah,
it was
fucking
crazy.
So all right, what do you guys think about that? That the doctor works for All for One.
Does that mean he's the mole?
I mean, it would mean that maybe Izuku had a power all along.
True. Dang.
I mean, it kind of goes back to that last theory and everything, where it's probably the bottom 20%, and he just tells them that they don't have things or extracts them from them. So it would make sense. So it would make sense if you want to connect the two theories.
Oh, I like that one. Okay. I really like this one. Quit peeking. I really like this one, but I already told you about this one, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Number 4, the winged Nomu is Katsuki's childhood friend. Nomus are monsters that are amalgamations of different humans, and therefore they can use a variety of quirks. It's a pretty disturbing concept by itself, but there's a fan theory that makes it even worse. The winged Nomu specifically targets Izuku, but there's no clear reason why. According to this theory, one of the former humans this Nomu contained was one of Katsuki's childhood friends, basically Bakugo. You remember like the winged guy that used to hang out with Bakugo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the fat one. This friend may have briefly gained control of the Nomu's consciousness and target Izuku, as that's what Katsuki and his friends often did as children. What about that?
That's wild.
Yeah, like these are stacking up on top, like one after another. Like these are like goddamn.
Well, I would just have to say we don't know what ever really happened to that kid because he doesn't go to the same school as them anymore.
Yeah, but he does live in the same district. But they do go to like a very exclusive school. So.
So it'd have to be something like maybe he legit dropped off the face of the earth afterwards or something like that. And if that's the case, it's like how soon was that? And if that Basa dude really turned his son or grandson into that, how devilish or twisted is he? So
Bakugo's not really one to talk about like his friends that left and stuff, especially people that like followed him around that weren't Midoriya, because they all kind of left and stuff. But remember, they also had like a kid with like long fingers and stuff. So
that's true. I remember that guy.
Keep your eyes for any like Nomus with powers like that or anything in the future.
Elongation
of like appendages and stuff like that. And I don't know, phalanges. I'm trying to use big words.
Phalanges.
Number 5, Hagakure may have descended from the luminescent baby. The first person to present a quirk was a glowing baby who was born in Qing, China. Qing, China. Could Toru Hagakure be a descendant of this child? Quirks are hereditary, and while Hagakure doesn't glow, she is invisible. She's also able to create solar flares by controlling how light refracts, which could also be how she avoids being seen. Basically like the invisibility cloak from Harry Potter. Quirks are inherited, but often change and combine with other quirks with successive generations. Hagakure's invisibility quirk could easily have developed from the luminescent baby's quirk. Wow, a lot of big words in that one. So what do you guys think?
I like it because invisibility is pretty much just a derivative like from light, like emitting and everything. So I can definitely see how it could come from just genetics.
Yeah.
So that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that was just a sound like, all right, yeah. This one is like one that it's like if this one doesn't have to be a theory. This one could just be it.
Yeah.
It could just like be a thing, like, and that's like explaining her powers, which would be perfect for people who don't really understand invisibility. So
That's the thing about like these anime shows. They put a lot of like educational stuff in it. It's just because they don't hold your hand. They'll just be like, "This is what I did and blah, 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 because of invisibility, and this is how this works." They be talking about DNA and fucking subatomic particles and shit.
They don't shy away from the shit.
Yeah, and they're summoning people in Naruto, like summoning giant frogs, and they're talking about shit like that. It's just like, damn.
they're like, yeah, this is because you have to use your chakra control.
All right, so this one is for Chris. Number 6, Aizawa is Shinso's father. Shota Aizawa may not seem like the fatherly type, but one fan theory posits that he has a son, Hitoshi Shinso, from Class 1C. This theory arises largely from the fact that they look a lot alike, and their quirks both involve controlling other people to some degree. What's more, they're seen walking together on few occasions during the manga. While these moments could be school-related, they also could be examples of father-son bonding. Yeah, they have those eyes. Like those bags under their eyes and shit like that. If this theory is true, it means Aizawa became a father at a very young age. Though he appears older due to how exhausted he always looks. Aizawa is 30 at the start of the series, while Shinso is 15. While this is not impossible that Aizawa was a teenage father, it adds a much more dramatic element to his life than there would be if the age gap were larger. Perhaps Aizawa is actually his uncle, older brother, or cousin? Yeah, I would like family member, a little bit more, like uncle or something like that, or older cousin.
Because I was like thinking, like the only way that could happen was if Aizawa got with Miss Joke, and then that would kind of make sense because like Shinso talks just like Miss Joke's talks.
Maybe, it was like a one-night stand kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking and everything.
And he was just like, quit playing.
Yeah. He's like, ha ha ha, you're so funny. No,
and then
but really, you got me pregnant.
He's like, you so funny, quit joking, you playing. You crazy, Miss Joke.
And then he figured it out by trying to control her, and then she still said the exact same thing.
So quit playing. All right.
I'm using my quirk.
All right, number 7. All for One is Izuku's father. There is some pretty strong evidence suggesting that All for One, the main villain of the series, might be Izuku's father. Shigaraki Tomura, All for One's protege, is the grandchild of a woman who trained All Might and passed his powers onto him. It stands to reason that Izuku, All Might's mentee, might also have some kind of connection to All for One. What's more, All for One had a younger brother who was apparently born quirkless, something Izuku would have inherited if All for One were his dad. My Hero Academia also makes liberal use of the Star Wars references. All for One is likely influenced by Darth Vader, both because of their vast and powerful influence over a villainous organization and because of their signature headgear that supplies them with oxygen and hides their disfigured appearance. Following this theme, All for One might one day face Izuku in combat in another version of Vader's famous line, Izuku, I am your father. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's sound because you can't disprove it. Motherfucking All for One, he can't breathe fire because he's on a resuscitator or whatever. He has all those pipes and everything that help him.
He can't breathe fire because he's on a resuscitator. Fucking crazy, yeah? Because they said that Izuku's dad had like a fire
breathing quirk.
But if, like, I'm looking at a picture right now, he has a fucking tube through his throat.
Yup.
You can't breathe fire, you got a tube through your throat. Holy shit.
You're gonna burn through the tube.
Well, yeah, or
and then you
fuck
can't
up
breathe.
a lot of things.
You can't debunk it. Take his tubes out, he'll probably die.
Izuku, I'm your father.
Izuku, I'm your father.
Just a sec, I have to clear this. It's the drip. You get a lot of backup.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but then that just makes his mom super naive or super crazy protective.
But that's how she really is, though. Like, I guess
She's
in the
both those
anime,
things.
she's really like just like that. She's pretty like naive about the whole thing. And she's just like, I just want to be here for you, son. Like, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
She has to have a story. She has to have some kind of story. She can't just be some mom. Just at all. Like, what's her job? What does she do? Did I ever say it?
Shit.
She probably works at a shop or something.
Yeah, I'm not in for the mom fan fiction.
Why is she like short like that? She has to be a lot older, like a lot older, because she's like short and square and little, and he's like lengthy.
Oh, so it could have been like
their
a
body
bunch of,
types are different.
meaning like there could have been like a bunch of reasons why Zuko didn't have powers. Like they chalked it up to like maybe your mom's old. Maybe you did this to him.
Yo, Bird.
Number 8, Present Mike is a traitor. Present Mike might be the one who brought up the idea that there could be a traitor in UA High School, but that doesn't stop Redditor LOL this game from thinking he might be that traitor. First of all, his quirk, voice, allows him to manipulate sound. This could conceivably make it possible for him to send far-reaching, high-frequency messages that most people can't hear, except All For One, who's known to be able to hear high-frequency sounds. His insistence that there is a traitor at UA could be an act of deflection rather than a desire to help the school.
That is so sound, because usually when that strategy is presented, it's usually with someone who's very goofy, someone that everyone kind of like writes off.
Like the electric guy.
The belly button dude. Like
Kaminari. Or Ayuma.
Yeah.
Aoyama.
Yeah. Ayama.
And so to have someone like serious and actually is like close, that is like perfect, because along the line, no one's going to think about that. And so when if that is true, it's going to be a great plot twist.
That'll be pretty nice.
Amazing plot
What do you
twist.
think, Chris?
I kind of agree with Jen. Actually, I really agree with Jen. But then
that's the easiest way to get the set off you, is to present that there's a traitor within somebody else.
It works, especially for people in like news and with microphones and shit like that. As long as you got the like general public's ear, whatever you say is pretty much law.
But if it is a student and everything, then it just picks up on his perception and shit, because he is a person who works there and everything. He is a teacher after all. He could because like he's so good at sending messages and codes or something, he probably picked up a code or noticed one. So you don't know.
Maybe he can also hear high frequencies.
Right. That's what I'm like kind of thinking, if he can admit them. So.
Number 9, Shigaraki's hands are a source of his power. One of the weirdest things about Tomura Shigaraki is that he has detached hands covering his face at all times. He refers to this hand as his father, which is creepy but never fully explained. When he fights, he covers his whole body with more detached hands. According to Charlie Wrigley of comicbook.com, these mysterious habits can be explained. First of all, that hand on his face literally belongs to his father and is the source of his power. The other hands are from other important people in his life who have died, which may include his mom. Each of these hands increase the strength of his quirk, which is why he dons them during fights. It's also possible that wearing these hands is emotionally or physically addictive. His skin picking habit, which largely occurs when he isn't wearing the hands, may be a withdrawal symptom.
Whoa. Okay, first off, I would never have thought this theory was real, and until today, when I saw in Naruto on how the Uchihas Madara stole his brother's like eyes to enhance his own eyes. So who's to say that's how he enhanced his own powers with more hands?
Yeah, anime body parts are weird. You can.
Yeah. I'm of the mindset that they're more so talismans and trophies. They don't really have power other than emotional and significance to them. I think his powers are just in his own hands, not the hands that he collects. I think that because like his own hands can't touch shit, he picks up hands that can touch shit.
I always thought of it like his power is like disintegration. So like there was a bunch of people holding him back, and then they all disintegrated like down to like the hand, the parts that were actually physically touching him.
Yeah, and so then he like rips them off, and
I thought he like puts them on him to kind of hold him back from using his power. Like he puts them on so he could like put like a dampener on himself, kind of thing. Like, or else I'm gonna just go crazy because the game is cheating. The game and the cheating, and I'm maybe like 12, but I might be 30. I don't know.
So what you're both saying is he's crazy.
Yeah, he's pretty crazy.
No, because like he's crazy. But no, I'm saying like in terms of what Quarry just said, it just seems as though he has an adept handle over his like skill set because he's one of the smarter, more calculating people out there, and he's becoming that way. So
Yeah,
I don't think it would be
he's just
something
a
he.
little emotional.
It wouldn't be something like he accidentally. Oops, I accidentally disintegrated something. Like because he has to use all 5 digits in order to make something disintegrate.
I don't know. Maybe when he was a kid, you know how like powers happen when you first use them. Ah!
He's very emotional though, like you can tell, especially in the anime. He like, even though he is very calculating, but if you do get him to that point where he's like frustrated and upset, he will just start raging and just start making rash decisions.
Number 10. Aizawa is Izuku's uncle. Other than Izuku's mom, My Hero Academia fans don't know much about his family. According to Tumblr user Nijabao, we may already have met one of his relatives, his homeroom teacher, Shoto Aizawa. Aizawa's primary perk, Eraser, which allows him to temporarily disable other people's quirks. However, he demonstrates... Okay. Aizawa's primary quirk is Eraser. This guy wrote it all wrong, or this lady, which allows him to temporarily disable other people's quirks. However, he also demonstrates some light telekinetic ability, which he uses when he does things like weaponize his scarf. Inko Midoriya, Izuku's mom, also possesses mild telekinetic abilities. Words hard for me to say. Telekinetic. Yeah, she can't float things. Didn't she like do the dishes once and they were like floating and stuff like that?
Yeah, she can gravitate small objects to her.
All right, so Nebaoji speculates this is because they're siblings. Specifically, Aizawa's father possesses powerful telekinetic abilities, but deliberately sought out someone with a quirk canceling ability in hopes of combining those powers in his children. In Inko's case, her powers were unimpressive because her mom's quirk canceling ability actually inhibited her quirk development, but Aizawa's inherits them both. The quirk canceling is also why Izuku is born quirkless. Her canceling genes prevent him from inheriting either her telekinetic abilities or fire quirk from his supposed father.
That's a nice theory.
That's a nice theory, but no. I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, to like sum it up, because there was a fucking bunch of words I couldn't say in this one. Aizawa is Midoriya's uncle. Basically, like Aizawa is like Midoriya's mom's brother. Parents had like a telekinetic ability. Mom may have had a, canceling ability. You get Eraser Head. You get her dumbed down telepath abilities, and you get him not doing anything. That one's it's solid, but I don't believe it because it's like it's too wordy. You know what I mean? It's like too much like defending and like canceling and like this may have happened and like this person may have like some of
It's
these
too
other-
technical.
Yeah, too technical and too like, okay, this had to happen and this had to be the brother and this is the mom that we haven't seen. Like the other ones were like, here, this is what we got. Here's the evidence. Here it is.
And I'm just thinking, like, again, back to the anime, like, I don't see that theory becoming real because based on his, like, character, he would have been a little more concerned if that was really his nephew. So, like, he'd be, that's glaring on my face, he'd be a little more concerned about what he's doing and how he's progressing. But he's pretty even with the whole class.
Well, that's what you gotta do when you gotta try to prove when you're not trying to do favoritism. All right, number 11. I see what you mean. Kaminari is well, there it is right there. Kaminari is the traitor. One of the biggest mysteries in My Hero Academia is the identity of the traitor feeding information to the League of Villains. Nearly every character has been subjected to scrutiny on this matter, including the students of 1A. One theory suggests the traitor is Denki Kaminari. Kaminari's personality has been multi-dimensional from the start. He's portrayed as a class idiot, but he possesses surprising knowledge on topics like classic literature. Despite being enrolled in a school that prepares students to become professional heroes, He thinks there's something cool about staying the hero killer. What's more, his original character design looks villainous. It's possible artist Kohei Hirokoshi, oh yeah, that's his name, Hirokoshi, never dropped the villain idea and simply decided to make him look more innocent so that his eventual betrayal would be more shocking. Denki Kaminari.
That's the
think?
electric guy,
Yep.
right?
Denki Kaminari.
Chris, you can go first. What do you?
I think people see what they want to see.
100%. That's what I was gonna say. I don't see him being the mole at all.
That's it.
Damn. I kind of see him being the mole. I would think him and Earjacker would be like, look, we're going to be the new Bonnie and Clyde.
But there's one mole.
Yeah, but he's the mole, but he takes her with him.
Yeah, I mean, but just because he quote unquote dresses like a villain, which he doesn't, he just dresses edgy.
I'm just saying things that I want to happen. I don't have anything to back it up. I'm just saying things I want to see.
In this headcanon, it happened.
All right, so yeah, nobody really agrees with that one.
No, I don't agree with that theory.
Kaminari's no traitor. All right, number 12. Katsuki and Izuku are related. Redditor Ash the Robot suggested a theory they call the craziest fan theory of all time. How if this is 12 out of 13? And it might just be worthy for that distinction. According to them, Katsuki, Bakugo, and Izuku Midoriya are related. Specifically, their fathers are brothers. Both men have fire-themed quirks, which could be explained by a genetic connection. This theory sheds light on why Katsuki hates Izuku so much. He had hoped that the two of them would be able to team up as heroes and was disappointed and ashamed when this cousin turned out not to have a quirk. It also implies that at least one of the boys took their mom's last name instead of their dad, which is pretty cool.
Oh, man. I totally see that. 100%.
Chris ain't liking it.
Chris, you don't like it?
I mean, it's kind of weird.
It's a little weird.
It is still a stretch. I'm not saying it's plausible, but I like it.
You see, that's a problem with like fire powers in general. You know what I mean? Like family connections and fire powers is what I was trying to say. Family connections and fire powers, because there's so many different. There's people that explode.
Like, are them niggas related to Endeavor too?
Yeah, there's like people that explode. There's
Right.
people that fucking have got blue fire. There's people that it's like half and half. There's like fire breathers. It's like where's the line for fire? So
There isn't, so they can't all be related.
yeah, so I don't know. Whenever it comes to like the fire quirks for connecting it, it's like a wet band-aid. That shit ain't gonna stick. All right, number 13. Aizawa is an imposter. According to Redditor Lon Revive, A1's surly homeroom teacher Shota Aizawa may not be the same person who appeared at the beginning of the series. Instead, an imposter may have taken his place.
Oh, that girl.
During his first fight with the League of Villains, Aizawa was severely injured to the point where his quirk healing from recovery seemed unlikely, if not impossible. He returns to work almost immediately, sporting oversized bandages that don't exactly look functional. The bandages quickly disappear, and his injuries appear completely healed with little to no residual impact. It's possible that Aizawa, who reappeared, is not the real one, but actually an imposter sent by the League of Villains to report back to them about UA's activities. While he does have a scar from his injuries, that could have easily been faked to throw people off.
Well, okay, so that girl that can disguise herself, doesn't she have like a scar or some mark to like identify her as
That
like
wouldn't
her?
work because I was watching them fight right now in the stands, so she can't be in two places at once. But it could still be, I don't know, it could still be an imposter.
I say no, because in the episode where Shoto and Momo were fighting Aizawa, he couldn't use his quirk as well because of that injury. He was trying to use his quirk and everything, but he couldn't keep his eye open as long and use his quirk as long because it fatigues quicker due to the injury.
Yeah. It's kind of like the fire thing. It's kind of like the fucking fire and the family connection. It's like
Yeah.
when you do this person has been an imposter and in this person's body or faking, pretending to be another person. But you'll have like thoughts that say, quote unquote, like I really used up a lot of energy, or I'm really messed up before and everything like that. So it's like, that makes it foggy. It's like, so is this person just like pretending all the way, or is this like fucking character acting? Like, what is this person doing? Like, well, what the fuck?
It's hard to discern at that point.
This is like the actors that go outside and they pretend to be their character. It's like that dude that was walking around like who's playing the Joker. Who's like walking around and shit. That's what that's like. So no, I don't like
Heath Ledger or
Jared
Leto?
Yeah, not Jared Leto. Joaquin Phoenix. That one.
No.
Yeah, I don't like theories like that. I don't like people are pretending to be this one. Like that's like for MCU stuff too. Like we're like who was a Skrull and everything.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Nobody was a Skrull.
Maybe one person.
Yeah, but nobody major that we've been watching over the last decades.
Yeah, nobody that got snapped away and brought back was a Skrull. So, but you know, it's just.
But maybe.
It's stuff like that. Well, yeah, they can say whatever they want, but it's like, I mean, it's gonna be like a plot hole. They can push whatever they want out of there, but the plot hole is gonna be there. So I don't know if they did decide to go with that. That's a plot hole to me. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the list in general from rank.com? Let me get this lady's name. What do you guys think? Was this like a pretty solid list, all 13 all together?
I mean, like, how many? I would say at least half of them were solid.
Yeah, the majority of it was solid. I think maybe only 2 of them we flat out said no to.
Yeah.
So
Linda Wasser. Yeah, so we had Dobby as the missing Todoroki sibling. We said yep. Everyone has a quirk. We said nope. Dr. Tsubaka works for all for one. We said maybe. The winged Nomu is Katsuki Bakugo's childhood friend. We said maybe. We said Hagakure may be the descendant from the luminescent baby. Yep. Aizawa is Shinso's father. We said nah, but maybe family member. All for one is Izuku's father. Yep, that one's possible. President Mike is a traitor. But possible. Shigaraki's hands are a source of his power. That one's definitely possible. Aizawa is Izuku's uncle. No. Kaminari is a traitor? Not really. Katsuki and Izuku are related? Maybe. And Aizawa is an imposter? Not likely. So, I mean, these are pretty solid theories. I mean, a lot of people have evidence, some people more than others. I think the one that's the perfect fit was like the Dobby brother, Hagakure being like the luminescent baby descendant and stuff like that. So, I mean, altogether, I thought it was pretty fun. How'd you guys like it?
Yeah, like the ones that you just said right now were probably the best ones because it kind of like syncs up like canonically, and it just like it makes the least amount of resistance and just that would blend in seamless. Oh, okay, cool.
Right, like if those things like were to pop up, we wouldn't even be surprised. It's like, oh yes, nice.
And it's like it's one of those fan wins where it's like, yeah, I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Like bragging rights kind of thing. So yeah. All right. Well, that is 13 My Hero Academy, My Hero Academia theories. So 12, 13, a baker's dozen. We'll actually be bringing you guys a couple of more anime discussion topics. Hopefully, we'll bring you another one in 2 days. If you guys want to follow us here at S Squad Up, we will be talking about the new comics that came out today on New Comic Book Day. Tomorrow here, hopefully at 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. We got to get that together, but we will definitely let you know. If you did like this show, we upload all these videos to the Long Story Short Show YouTube. So we definitely appreciate all of your support. Again, that is CJ over there. You can follow him at where?
G Divine at Twitch, JIDIVINE.
And we have Jen to my left, and where can they find you?
Follow me everywhere on Lil_Philarican, LIL_Philarican.
And I'm Corey, and you can find me on YouTube. You can find all of us on YouTube at Long Story Short Show. You can find me on Twitch at SQuadUp, ESQUADUP. You can find me on Instagram at Long Story Short Show. You can also find that Twitter there too. So if you guys want to talk to us, if you guys want to follow us, if you guys want to chat with us, please subscribe and let us know.
Catch you later.
Later.
Peace.
Nice.